On a treeless plain at the center of Asia, in the last week of May, an animal that looks as though it stepped out of the Ice Age is about to perform one of the largest synchronized birth events on Earth. In a single week, in a single landscape, over 1 million infants will be born. Almost no one will see it. And by next May, half of those infants will be gone. She is the Saiga, an antelope with the face of a creature from a forgotten branch of the family tree. A flexible drooping nose, like a small trunk, amber eyes set wide in a heavy white fawn face, 2 pale lyrate horns on the males, none on the females. She has been walking these steps in this same body for at least 2.5 million years. She walked here when saber-toothed cats walked here. She walked here when woolly rhinos walked here. She is the last large herbivore left of that whole Pleistocene assembly. This is one calving season. 1 step, 1 million births. To understand the Saiga, you must first understand the steppe. The Betpak Dala is a flat, semi-arid grassland, the size of Germany. In winter, temperatures drop to 40 below. In summer, they rise above 40. Rainfall is less than 200 millimeters a year. No trees, no shrubs taller than a knee. Only grass, salt-tolerant herbs, and the occasional shallow ephemeral lake that vanishes by July. In an environment like this, the strategy of every animal is to move, to follow the green flush, to find water before water vanishes, to outrun the worst of the weather. The Saiga has been refined for this by 2.5 million years of selection. She is not built to be large. She is built to be fast and light over enormous distance. An adult female weighs around 30 kilograms. A male, perhaps 40, smaller than most domestic dogs. But in full migration, a Saiga herd can cover 100 kilometers in a day. They will travel 1,000 kilometers in a single season between summer pasture and winter range. Almost nothing in their landscape is fixed. Even the lakes they drink from are in different places each year. And then there is the nose. Almost no other antelope on Earth has anything like it. A flexible bulbous proboscis that hangs down over the mouth. In summer, the long internal passages filter dust from the air. The herd kicks up. In winter, the same passages warm the freezing steppe air before it reaches the lungs. It is, in effect, a built-in air conditioner. No other animal of the open Asian plains has solved the problem in quite the same way. Of all the things about the Saiga that defy expectation, the strangest is what she does in the 3rd week of May. For 4 to 7 days, almost the entire global population gives birth at the same time. Not within a month, within a week. In some local herds, 80% of all calves are born inside 72 hours. This is called a calving pulse. In any species, synchronized birth is rare. In an antelope, it is rarer still. The Saiga is one of the most extreme examples on the planet. In the densest calving fields, the number of newborn calves per hour hectare exceeds 200. A single drone passing overhead would see thousands of them lying still in the grass within a few minutes' flight. Why? All at once? The answer is one of the most beautiful pieces of predator arithmetic in the natural world. If the calves are born over months, then for months a predator can specialize on newborn antelope, the easiest possible prey. But if the calves are all born in a single week, the predators are saturated. They cannot eat them fast enough. The food vastly exceeds the appetite, and so most of the calves survive simply because there are too many of them to be killed in time. This strategy has a name: predator swamping. It is used by mayflies, by horseshoe crabs, by mass-fruiting oaks. In the world of large mammals, the Saiga is one of the very few who use it in this extreme form. An adult female is pregnant for 140 days. She breeds in November and December in a single intense rut. She gives birth in the 3rd week of May. The clock from rut to calf is set in the entire population to almost the same time of year. Synchronization is the species' defining survival trait. A Saiga birth takes minutes. The female chooses a slight depression in the grass, usually no more than a body length wide, and lies down. The calf is delivered while she lies on her side. Within 20 minutes, the calf can lift its head. Within an hour, it can stand. Within 3 hours, it can run. But the calf does not run yet. For the first 3 days of his life, he will do something almost no other antelope calf does. He will lie down. He will lie absolutely flat in the grass, body extended, head and neck pressed to the ground. His mother will leave him there. She will graze 100 meters away and return to nurse him only every few hours. He will not move. He will not stand. He will not so much as lift his head when she approaches. This is called hider strategy. In contrast to a follower, a wildebeest calf, say, who follows the mother within hours, a hider calf is hidden by stillness. Predators do not see what does not move. At 3 days, his coat is dry, his pelage matches the grass almost perfectly, his odor is minimal. He is, for those 3 days, almost invisible. The cost of this strategy is real. The mother cannot defend a hidden calf. If a wolf finds him, he will not run. He is too young, and she cannot reach him in time. Some calves die for this reason. But for every one a wolf finds, 10 remain hidden. And for those 10, the strategy works. On the 4th day of his life, the calf gets up. His coat is dry, his legs are strong. His mother lifts her head from grazing and walks toward him. He stands, he stretches. He takes his first step. Within hours, he is following. Saiga calves develop at a speed that defies belief. Within 7 days, a calf can run alongside its mother at 30 kilometers an hour. Within 2 weeks, at 40, by a month, the calf can sustain a herd's full migration pace. In an environment with no cover and abundant fast predators, this kind of accelerated development is the price of admission. As the calves join their mothers, the great calving aggregation begins to dissolve. What was a single enormous nursery becomes 1,000 small mobile bands. The herds begin to drift north and east toward the better summer pasture. In 2 weeks, the calving ground will be empty again. The grass will rise to hide the depressions where so many of them were born. The wolves will have moved on, and the steppe will be quiet. The Saiga's history in the past century has been one of the most dramatic boom and crash cycles of any large mammal. In the 1,990 seconds, the population in Kazakhstan was estimated at over 1 million animals. By 2003, it had fallen below 20,000. A 98% crash. Driven by poaching for horn, by habitat loss, by deep winters, and harsh summers. An animal that had survived the Ice Age, that had survived the woolly rhino, that had walked these steppes for 2.5 million years, came within a generation of disappearing entirely. Then in the early 2010 seconds, something began to change. Enforcement against poaching intensified. Vast protected areas were established. The animals, highly fertile, with twin calves common, began to recover. By 2024, the Kazakh population had climbed back above 2 million. More Saiga than at any point in modern memory. One of the largest mammal recoveries ever recorded. But the story is not simple. In 2015, a bacterial infection swept through one of the largest calving aggregations on Earth. In 3 weeks, more than 200,000 Saiga died. Mothers and newborns together. Almost 2/3 of an entire regional population gone in 21 days. The cause was a hemorrhagic septicemia triggered by an interaction between a normally harmless gut bacterium and unusual weather conditions during the calving pulse itself. In synchronizing their births so tightly, the Saiga had also synchronized their vulnerability. The population recovered again faster than anyone expected. By 2017, calf production was back to pre-die-off levels. By 2020, the herd was growing again. By 2024, it had passed 2 million. But the lesson of 2015 sits with every conservation biologist who has worked on this species. An animal that depends on synchronization can be undone in a single week by something it has never encountered before. The betpakdala holds more than the Saiga. In any given afternoon on the calving ground, one might see steppe eagles riding the thermals overhead, foxes traversing the grass at the herd's edge, demoiselle cranes pacing through the wet hollows, ground squirrels chittering at every shadow. But none of these animals depends on the Saiga, the way the Saiga depends on the steppe itself. Take the steppe away, and the Saiga is gone in a season. She cannot live in fields. She cannot live in forest. She cannot live anywhere there is fencing. She needs 1,000 kilometers of open country per year, every year. In all of Eurasia, only a few places still offer that. Kazakhstan, Mongolia, pre-Caspian Russia. A small fraction of what once was the animal we are watching today is a survivor of an entire vanished world. Most of her contemporaries from the Pleistocene, the mammoth, the woolly rhino, the steppe bison, are not here. She is. Because the steppe is still here, And because she still moves across it the way her ancestors moved. Synchronized, fast light, always traveling, in a single week of May, on a single step. 1 million calves were born. In the week we have just watched, that pulse will have come and gone. The hidden calves will have stood. The bands will have formed. The aggregation will have dissolved. By June, this calving ground will be grass again. By August, only the lightest impressions in the soil will tell anyone an animal was ever here. One step. One species. 2.5 million years of practice. And somewhere a few hundred kilometers away, the herds are walking again. Every day a little further, the calves keeping pace alongside their mothers in the rhythm that has carried this animal through every winter of the Ice Age and out the other side.